It's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show. We're looking back on the life and honoring the life of the legendary Dolly Parton, going back and looking at the time she joined in studio live in July of 2002. This first segment is her joining the show and talking to the gang and how she got started in her music career, the writing process, family inspirations, and even though some parts of her were artificial, she was still all genuine person.
Good morning.
She's in the house.
She is. Dolly Parton's going to be our guest in just a second.
She is?
We had a...
We're having a heck of a time parking her bus. I know that.
Was that what they're doing out there?
Look at the size of the damn thing.
That's nice. We'll move right on here. Dear Bob and Tom, you were talking about your trip to Michigan over the weekend.
Had a great time.
I'd like to address Chick's problem with the AC.
Room 207, Hilton at the airport, 1,000,000 degrees.
My room was fine.
There she is. Can she come in?
Oh, yeah, come on in.
Come on in. Oh, my gosh, there she is.
It's really Dolly Parton.
Dolly,
How are you?
she's
Do
here.
you want me to have...
Right there. That's
Any
the
place
one.
you like.
Don't get over there, please.
Oh, that
Dolly.
might be too high for you. Might sit in the
this
lower one. Yeah. Okay, sit there.
Well, I need a high chair. I'm little.
You are
How
tiny.
you doing? Yeah.
You look great, Dolly. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
I'm
Good to
Tom.
see you
That's
too,
Bob.
Tom. Hi, Bob.
Good morning.
This is Christy, and then,
To you.
and then
Hi,
that's,
I'm Chick. How are you?
Chick.
Chick couldn't make it this morning.
Thanks for taking the time to do all this.
You don't have to wear headphones if
I
you don't
don't
want to,
worry,
because
I
your
don't.
hair looks so nice. I don't think you want to mess it up.
It's all right about the hair, but I can get them on. I usually go like this in the studio anyway.
Oh, yeah?
Save the hair.
When you sing even in the studio, you have them up on upside
So
down.
I do it different ways, depending on how big the hair is. and what kind of mood I'm in.
You
That
really
looks great,
smell great. Can I
Do
say
I
that?
good?
Yeah. Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
overdo it, did I?
No,
Only put a
no.
quart on this morning.
You know, I don't know if you've ever. This is a funny thing about Dolly Parton. I was reading enough. This is actually an award-winning, famous article about the Grateful Dead in the mid '70s. It was an article called "Grateful Dead I Have Known." And Grateful Dead, the famous acid rock band, and the guy had been following the Dead around for quite some time, and he was talking with Jerry Garcia, who the Captain Trips, the man who was the great electric guitarist, and he was asking Jerry about his favorite artists, and he mentioned Dolly Parton and how much he enjoyed Dolly. Have you ever seen this article?
No.
I'll get it for you. I'm not kidding.
I had no idea.
I was thinking about you
Well, that's a
on
great
the road
honor.
yesterday and thinking about the things that, because I used to watch your TV show and you'd grab a guitar, and I remember thinking to myself, how can she play guitar so well with your long nails? And
Pretty
I looked,
dang good.
yeah.
Yeah, you do. How do you
Considering
do
I'm a
it?
girl and all.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear that? Yeah.
But I've learned to play though with the open tuning, and I've kind of with the bar chords and all. I won't let myself be limited if it's something I want to do. I'll find a way to work it.
So did you make the choice to have the long nails after you learned to play the guitar and have to adapt your guitar style?
Yeah, when I got up there being a girl and being so sissy. But now when I get serious about my writing, which I am very serious, and I write tons of songs every year. I write at least 50, 75 songs a year. And I usually will take the nails off and really write some serious songs, get them down on tape, and then go have a new set of acrylic nails put on it.
Oh, okay.
So, but
You
in-
mean
in
those
the
aren't
meantime-
real?
Oh, there ain't nothing about me real.
You know, I don't agree, Dolly. I think everyone loves you. We were doing a show. We were in Grand Rapids, Michigan with our band. We had a sold-out show, whatever it was, 1,550 people. And I mentioned the fact on our show on Tuesday we're going to have Ted Nugent and his band. And I said, here's a surprise. On Monday we're going to have Dolly Parton. And the crowd went crazy.
Really? Well,
They
I've been
went
around
nuts.
a long time. I'm just sort of like everybody's aunt. You know, it's like, Aunt Dolly's coming. Yay.
Well, I got news for you, Dolly.
I'd like you to be.
look like you.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Could you be like a kissing cousin and
Yeah,
stand
I'd be glad to. Be glad to with you.
Dear Bob and Tom, I am so pleased to see that Dolly Parton is going to be your guest today on the Bob and Tom Show. I have had the opportunity to be around several movie stars on different movie sets, and Dolly Parton is by far the most gracious, friendly, and generous person I have ever come across.
Aw.
I had the pleasure of sitting and conversing with her one day on the set while she was shooting the wonderful movie Steel Magnolias. She told me about how she got her start and how much her grandmother did for her and how much her grandmother meant to her, and how her grandmother took her on the bus to make her first record and how her career evolved to where she is today. We talked for several hours. I found Dolly Parton to be absolutely amazing. I wish everyone could realize how sincere and genuine she is.
Well, what a nice thing. You just never know what people are going to say about you.
Except
It's
for your
always
nails,
nice.
which are
Except
fake.
for my nails. They're fake, yeah. Like I say, well, I like to think I look totally artificial, but I'd like to believe that I'm totally real.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I guess it matters what comes out of the heart, don't it? They say God only judges us by the intent of the heart, so hopefully the intent of my heart is all good. But I like all the God, though. God didn't have a thing to do with that. You ought to have seen it, though, when the Lord had it by himself.
Dolly, do you have a dog?
Well, I've had several dogs, and I lost my little dog about 3 years ago. I had a little Boston Terrier was the last dog I had, named Popeye, and I just loved him, and I see him everywhere. It's like I just, on commercials they're always showing those little Boston Terriers, and it's like, oh, there's Popeye.
The reason I ask
You
is
miss him.
we were talking with Mary Tyler Moore, who's a real big dog person, and we talk about dogs a lot on our show, and I was wondering if you had a dog voice. When you talk to your dog, or do you just, I mean, your voice is so great and distinctive anyway, but do you have a,
big sweetie.
Oh, sure, I do all those. I usually usually my husband and I used to talk through our dog. I'd send messages. Popeye, you tell him that if he don't get out there and get that stuff off the porch, that I am not coming back until, so usually I just talk to him the way I would talk to my husband. So it's really kind of like my voice talking to Carl through the dog.
that's the most unusual answer we've ever had to that question. This letter mentions your grandmother.
Well, actually, I don't understand that
And,
because I don't have a grandmother that
so-
was on a bus. Now, I loved both my grandmothers, and I often talked about my grandmother that was bedridden. That she used to encourage me. I used to go sit on the bed with her, and she used to order me all these things out of the Sears and Roebuck catalog because she was like bedridden for like 40 years, and I was the only one of the grandchildren that would spend time with her. And I used to sit on her bed, and after I started to be a star and dream about going, I used to go sit and tell her about all my trips and stuff on the road. So it must be what he was talking about, because I have neither of my grandparents were in show business.
Was your first instrument the guitar?
Yeah, I learned to play. Well, actually, I rigged up some old instrument out of an old mandolin that I had found in the barn, and some old piano strings out of an old abandoned church, and I had kind of rigged up some kind of sound like some Middle Eastern kind of an instrument. But the first instrument, but I used
Kind
to
of a
write
lute.
with that, anything to make a noise. But my first guitar that I ever had, my uncle Lewis Owens had given me a little Martin guitar, one of those baby Martins, and I love that thing. And Martin's still my favorite guitar.
Yeah, those are-
I have several of them.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
If you turn around, one of the gentlemen who produces the show, that guy, how many guitars do you have currently? About 55.
Oh my goodness.
Now, do you collect
Probably
anything
got a
with that
lot of
kind
old Martins too, don't you?
Yeah,
they're great.
He has his
Yeah.
Martin family album that he sends around.
He's salivating right
We
now.
call him a guitar homo, is what we call him, Dolly.
Well, I tell you though, if you get into something like that, it's like anything that you collect, especially guitars if you love music. But I have probably 7,500 guitars, different kinds. Martin's my favorite, but I do play all different kinds of guitars. People always give you, like when you're a musician and you're on stage, all the guitar companies always give you free guitars just so you'll play one on TV or you'll have it on stage. So that's all good advertisement. So I've collected a lot of free guitars too, but I've paid some money for.
Where do you keep them all?
Well, I have a big old farm back in Nashville. And so I have big storage barns. I keep all my junk and everything every fan gives me. I can't throw it away because I know the time that took, even if it's like not even great looking stuff. And I usually call it my arts and crap building. So I usually keep my instruments on one end of my arts and crap building.
And the crap on the other end. There you go. That's right.
Yeah, okay, we'll get that every once in a while. Someone will do maybe a drawing of us or something in stained glass, and it's
lovely.
Not the world's greatest rendition.
But you know how much
Interesting
time
way.
they,
Sure.
they spend as much time on that as if they had really
It would have
done
been
a
something
beautiful
nice.
picture.
Yeah, sure.
So you kind of take that into consideration. And I have a lot of those things at we did a new museum at Dollywood. I have a theme park up in
Sure.
East Tennessee. And part of the new addition this year, our 17th season, was a new museum. And so I took a lot of the things that the fans had given me from the arts and crap building that I kept all these years, and we displayed them. And I know that like a lot of people are going to come through there and they're going to be saying, "Oh, I did that back in '65. I did that in '72. I did that." So it'll be exciting, I think, for some of the fans to come see a few things they did.
That they did. Yeah.
We're speaking with Dolly Parton. She's got a new record. We're going to talk to Dolly about that in a second. Do you remember the very first song you wrote? Can you think of it?
Yeah, it was about a little cob doll that Mama had made some little tassels, took the corn silk off of the shuck, and Daddy had burned some poker hole eyes in it because I'm from a family of 12 kids, and we lived way back there in the mountains. As you know, most mountain people are like that, but you didn't have a lot of store-bought toys, so you made your homemade toys. So this was a little doll, and I named her Tassel Top, and you was talking about my dog voice but when I wrote the song, it's like, little tiny tassel top, I love you an awful lot, hope you never go away, I want you to stay, little tiny tassel top, you're the only friend I got, big brown eyes and corn silk hair, how you make me smile. So it was little tiny tassel top. And I was about 5 then. And I wrote that little song because Mom was always fascinated that I could rhyme words, because I'm from all my mother's people were very musical. But from the time I was little, Mama used to write down stuff before I could write that I had written. So she'd kept that through the years, and so that was my first one.
Well, that was great.
Oh, yeah,
and how
right.
pretty.
I thought it was the other Tassel Top song. Tassel Top, Tennessee. Good old Tassel Top. Tassel Top,
Throw that
Tennessee.
in. I've included Rocky Top in my show. I have a new.
See, she knew it was Rocky Top I was singing, sort
really?
of.
I knew it was Rocky Top.
Oh, you guys are not that in tune with country music. You know Rocky.
I knew it too. I was just
He was going to
By the way,
rockin' Top, Tennessee for him.
Dolly, you travel a lot across the country. You ever stay in a hotal room that was overly hot?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it awful?
Yeah.
Oh, I just got back from
Chicken.
Grand Rapids, room 207.
207.
The Hilton at the airport. Oh,
Hot.
God,
It's
it was
probably
hot.
humid outside.
Oh,
too, and everything.
yeah.
It makes
Dolly-
you mad. It makes you irritable.
Yes, it
don't
did. It made
It's
me
like,
irritable.
there's just few things that really get under my skin.
Dolly, don't
and
be on
that's
his
one
side.
of them.
All of the rooms were adequately air conditioned. He just couldn't operate it. As this letter says, this is from a guy who didn't know the difference between cream cheese and whipped cream last week when he was eating. I can't believe he knew how to operate an air
You
conditioner.
dunk one bagel in a vat of whipped cream and you're labeled.
So
what?
We have to take a short break. The legendary Dolly Parton is our guest, and she's going to hang with us. We'll be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
It's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show as we look back and honor the life of the legendary Dolly Parton. More of her time in studio back in 2002 is on the way on this special edition of the Bob and Tom Show. It's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show. We're looking back and honoring the life of the legendary Dolly Parton and going back and listening to the time that she was in studio with the gang in July of 2002. This segment, she talks about covering Led Zeppelin, the making of 9 to 5, and even talk about some Dolly Parton impersonators. It's all on the way in just a moment.
Once again, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show, coast to coast. And joining us in the studio, it is actress, singer, songwriter, legend. It's Dolly Parton.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. You're legends, too, as a matter of fact. That's why I decided to come up here. I wanted to see some legends.
Not true, but very kind.
My
But I'm
God.
honored to
Dolly
be
and I
here.
were talking during the break, and all of a sudden she went, wait a second, read me that letter again. And she did want to mention that, in fact,
Yeah, when you said that, when you first read the letter, I was thinking that someone was talking about thinking I was from one of those musical families where my grandparents and my parents have been, and said something about me traveling on the bus with my grandmother about making my record. And I thought somebody's got me mixed up with
Someone
one of those
else, yeah.
musical families. But then it dawned on me when you went on break. I said, let me see that letter again. They were talking about my other grandma. My grandma Parton is the one that was bedridden and sick. My grandma Renee, when I was a little girl, I was 10 years old, and my grandmother Renee was the only one that was available to ride with me on a Greyhound bus down to Lake Charles, Louisiana, where my uncle John Henry was in the military, and they had a little recording studio there, and this guy was going to record me on a record because my uncle had set this up. So my two uncles, my Uncle Bill Owens, who was like my early manager and played guitar, we went down to be with my uncle, and my grandmother rode down there with me. She was so nervous, she was so scared, and she dipped snuff, and she carried her little mayonnaise jar to spit her snuff, and she'd never been anywhere. We got lost, and we missed our bus somewhere out on the routing, and she was crying, and I was trying to help her. Here we are, 10 years old. So I'm sure that was the story I was telling when he said my first record, and I was thinking you was talking about me traveling on a tour bus with my grandparents. So anyway, yes, and that was a sweet letter, and thank you for writing, and now it just registered. Well, duh, I had just walked in here, and I was addled.
Dolly Parton, of course, is the voice that you're listening to. Were you ever in a band per se, or were you always doing a solo artist or doing duets with other? What was?
In my early days, well, I was always a solo artist, but my uncles, my mother's brothers, all my mother's people were very musical. And my uncles, John Henry and Lewis and Bill, we had a little combo, like the Bill Owens combo, and I was the girl singer in that. So it was just my uncles in my early days.
So it didn't have like
but
a
they were
cool
just
name or
backing
anything?
me up. No, I was never. It was just it was just my uncles that were kind of working with me. Later on, though, as I started to grow in the business and left the other shows, I had the Traveling Family Band, which was still made up of brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles. But no, I was not from one of those bands where I was the girl singer. I was always kind of.
Because it's always fun to ask musicians about the names of their first bands, and especially those influenced by the British invasion and all those funny band names they came up with.
Well, mine was like country band. Well, we had the Traveling Family Band, and then I had a band called Gypsy Fever.
There we go.
And then the Mighty Fine Band was my last band, and now I have a new band out now that I just put together. I'm going back on tour for the first time in 10 years. I haven't had a complete band together, and I call them the Blue Neeks. It's like unique bluegrass. So we are the Blue Neeks. Yeah, and it's so funny because it's
Sounds like a cosmetic line.
we spelled it like BLUENIQUE as like with the blue. And my mother was looking at the artwork, and she said. And she's looking at it. She said, "Lord have mercy, why would anybody want to call a band the Blue Eunuchs?" Not the Blue Eunuchs.
Who would want to be in a band, the Blue
I
Eunuchs?
wouldn't want to be in it.
I said, I had to tell my husband they were eunuchs. That's the only way he'd let me go.
No wonder they've got the blues.
Yeah.
I'd be very upset.
So I've had my band names also.
My God.
That's the voice of Dolly Parton. Dolly, on a very unusual choice on Dolly's new record, Bob.
Oh.
There's if you scan the titles, you'll notice. I think it's
Stairway to
toward the end.
Heaven.
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
It's pretty incredible. I
Did
heard
you listen to it?
I heard it in the other room.
It's beautiful. And you, did you actually contact Robert Plant? Because I understand that you made a couple lyric changes.
Well, I did. In fact, we when I put the song together, I always kind of heard it as a gospel song, and then when I decided that I was going to add the choir to it, I just always thought it was more like a big thing, and so I just added a little ad-lib lines of like, you can't buy it, you can't borrow, you got to walk it straight and narrow, and the great almighty dollar leaves you lonely, lost and hollow. Like you can't buy your way to heaven. You gotta work. So anyhow, I thought, well, I wonder if they're going to clear this, because usually when you make any lyric change, you have to get a clearance from the writers and the publishers. And so I sent it in, and I didn't hear back for weeks and weeks, and I was just sweating bullets because I thought they're not going to let me put this on my CD. And we were getting close, and I didn't hear, and I thought they hate it. They're not going to let me do it. And then finally, we did get a note back from Jimmy and Robert, and they loved it, and they were very complimentary. They had been out of town, and they had not heard it, so it was only when they got back. So, but they said it was fine, and they were proud of it. So I was really thrilled, with that.
What's funny, because you get a band like Led Zeppelin, and you think their influences are going to be all these heavy metal guys, and I remember reading that Robert Plant's primary influence at the time that he wrote that song was Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
He'd been spending hours listening to the album Blue. And, because you think of these heavy metal monster guys up there, and here he is, back in the trailer doing the Circle Game song.
But I love him anyway. And he had said, he had made comment that he had always heard that more of a spiritual song too. So he loved the choir part.
Well, Bob, can you just fire up this? We'll just play a little taste of it so you get a sense of it. You'll recognize it right away. But a bold choice.
Well, I just always loved the song, and everybody said, "Oh, you can't be serious. You can't do Stairway to Heaven. That's a classic. You shouldn't mess with that. Nobody messes with that." I said, "Well, why not? I'm a girl, and I got a great feeling for the song, and I'm doing it kind of bluegrass. It'd be different, and I won't hopefully be as crucified as somebody else might be." And I thought, well, what are they going to do? Kill me? What's the worst that can happen? And if they kill me, they won't eat me. So it's just a song. Great song.
I don't know.
Okay.
If I eat
You go now. You go.
If Ted Nugent were here.
He'd be great. He might.
Kill it and grill it. There we go.
Just play the beginning of it.
All right.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. A stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. Makes me wonder.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Dolly Parton and the classic Stairway to Heaven.
Well, it gets really interesting toward the end. Someday on the show, you'll have to play the end where the choir and everything comes on. It's like we try to do it basically true to the song route, through the middle part of it, and then it kind of starts to take its turns. But
We'll give it to Dean. Have him get to that part. We just want to talk to you, and we'll play more of it in a minute. Once again, obviously, Dolly Parton is our guest here in the studio. This is the Bob and Tom program. Don't make any mistakes. You're in the right place.
We are in the right place.
I was looking at your tour schedule, and it looks like you're going to be on TV July 5th on the Today Show.
Yeah, they do that big festival, where the outside.
They do outside
play the
concerts.
summer concerts.
Yeah, the summer concerts. And
Are
we're
you
going to
gonna
do...
which songs are you going to do?
I'm going to do a song from the CD called I'm Gone. I'm doing Shine, which they requested. And then I'll probably do 9 to 5. They wanted one of the older classics. So I'm doing 3 songs on there. And, of course, the show ain't long enough to do Stairway to Heaven. It's just 7 or 8 minutes long, I think. But anyhow, we're going to have fun doing that. We've done that before. It's fun working outside like that.
What's the story? Can you tell us a little bit about 9 to 5 and the movie and the song?
Yeah, actually, can you hear this? This is my fingernails, my acrylic nails. And when I wrote the song, we were on the set. This was like in 1979 when we actually started doing the show, and we did. I think it was in 80 when it came out. But anyhow, I was on the set and I wrote the theme song, and I didn't always have a guitar because we were always like doing different things, and I just got working 9 to 5. And then I got the idea that also sounded like a typewriter, so we used the typewriter in the song as kind of like the percussion. So it was just a song I wrote on the set, and it kind of fit in with the thing, and it did really well. And that was my first movie. I'd never even seen a movie made until that. So I had a hit record and a hit movie, and boy, I felt so special.
I'll bet.
That time.
And you
But
were
it was good.
hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, you were
You
great.
think?
You really
it was
were.
fun.
Oh,
That's one of
yeah.
the most fun things I've ever done. I
Change
thought,
you a
man,
rooster to a hen in one shot. That's right.
Yeah, that's a line that's followed me around. Yeah.
Did you help him with the dialogue to make it more Dolly-like?
Oh, sure. You always do, especially the southern parts, like when we were doing Steel Magnolias and stuff. Especially on the Straight Talk that I did with Disney, we were having to come up with every old country saying that we could, like nervous as a one-legged man or a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, and busy as a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. All those things, like you can just kind of gather up all the stuff that you know. So they'll take anything they can get. They usually have a real good script, but it's always good if you can ad-lib and if you can bring different things to it. And usually I do, because I'm always coming up with something, good, bad, or indifferent. I can't keep my mouth shut. So
9 to 5, the bad guy.
Dabney Coleman.
Dabney Coleman.
Yeah, great guy, Texas boy.
Yeah, he plays a great bad guy.
Yeah, he does. And we hated him in the movie. But we loved working with him. He's a great guy, though. He's fun. But, he plays such a bad part. We just really got into abusing him on there. We was thrilled to get to tie him up because he would just stay in that character just to taunt us on the set. It was like, will you just stop? We're not filming now. Just stop. But anyhow, he kept it like that, so we would really just get into tying him up and, just really abusing him badly. But he's a good guy. Fun to work with. And and Jane and Lily were great. That was a fun project.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen the movie 9 to 5, a big thumbs
Oh,
up.
who ain't seen that? They show every
Go
time
get
on
it.
TV. I'll be in a motel room somewhere on the road, and I'll turn on the TV, and it's like 9 to 5, 9 to 5. It's like, will you stop playing that?
And every once in a while, you run into someone who hasn't seen some mega classic. I look to my right 2 feet away, and I see Christy Lee, and we were talking about the movie The Godfather.
I've never seen The Godfather. Have you seen The Godfather?
No.
See?
Out! Both of you, out! Go. Sorry. Interview's over.
We have never kicked a guest out of the show.
Oh my God.
Miss Parton, I'm sorry.
You know what? It's like I usually don't like to watch all those, hardcore blood gore.
Oh my God! It's another one.
It's a
Play
girl
my
thing.
music.
It is a girl thing. It is a girl thing, I'm sure.
Look,
but I have
it's
no-
Dolly and Christy in a perfect world. There's President Kennedy.
we don't
Hello.
live in-
Everything is fine and delightful.
There's no blood. There's no pain.
I mean, I
It's
have
wonderful.
seen blood and gore, and I've been part of some of it. But I usually don't. That's not my kind of movie as a rule.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
See, and
So
I
everybody's
get
seen
killed
9 to
for
5,
this.
but they haven't seen The Godfather. Okay.
Yeah, because we like
I was-
to be happy.
But I bet there are people, I guarantee there are people who have never heard the song Stairway to Heaven. There may be people who are bluegrass fans or whatever. You have fans from all walks of life.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and
true.
someone's going to hear that song for the very first time. And they're
You
going to.
think
And
on
they're.
Stairway to Heaven?
I,
If you ain't heard Stairway to Heaven, you really need to get the lead out and brush up on your Led Zeppelin.
Dolly, if you ain't seen The Godfather.
Well, I knew it was out there, though. I knew I made
was
a
aware.
choice
That's
not
true.
to see that.
Fine.
She's aware of it.
I was aware of it.
Mr. Coppola, I don't know the name. Dolly Parton is our guest, and she is a legend and a wonderful personality, obviously. And
Makes a good wine, though.
Huh?
She makes a good
No,
wine.
he does.
Oh.
Coppola.
Oh, Francis. Oh, okay.
Coppola, yeah.
Coppola.
Whatever.
I may not see his movies, but I enjoy
Dolly,
that.
what in the world ever brought you to building a theme park?
Well, I just thought that would be the perfect thing to do. First of all, I did it up in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park area, which is where I was born and raised. And people don't realize that that's the most visited national park in the United States. We get like 10 million people through there every year. And plus, it was a great business move to make. I knew I'd make a lot of money, which I have, and I've been very fortunate with that. But I also knew it would be great for that area and give a lot of my people jobs, so I didn't have to just pay them out of my pocket. I make them work for it.
There you go.
No, but it's a great thing for,
Well, it just
for that
seems
whole
like
area.
someone as busy as you are to take on something. I would imagine a theme park's pretty difficult to run.
It is, but I also have partners, the Hershon family, Pete and Jack, and they have spent their whole lives and their father before them in the theme park business. So you always try to find people that are smarter than you if you start out to do something, and they do a wonderful job. So I don't have to do all the dirty work, but I'm always involved in the planning and in the excitement of that. But it's really been a wonderful thing for that whole area.
Yeah, thanks
And
for
has
putting it
been
near
a
the
good
outlet
business
malls. I
move.
really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
the
a good spot.
Kids something to do, and mom gets to shop. That's very
true.
nice.
It does give
Have you-
everybody
have you,
something.
Have you been on all the cool rides?
Well, I hate rides, and
Don't say
I
that.
do, and it's like
I love
I don't
everything.
try not to lie about it because the kids really like it. If we get like a big roller coaster or something, and I won't ride it, they think it's got to be cool. If I'm scared to ride it, it's got to be the one to get on. But I always got sick riding rides. Plus, with all my false hair and my false eyelashes and my false this, it's like I'm afraid I'll throw a shoe or something too. So it's like I just don't get on them. It's like I don't have to. I just tell the truth and get somebody else up there. But once we did one of our when we had a roller coaster ride, the big one, the Tennessee Tornado, 3 years back. Well, we got all these Dolly lookalikes, and we had all these women like in these Dolly wigs and dressed up like me. So then when it went around for the press, it was like it was loaded with all these people that looked like me. So
Loaded
it was
with
like I
Dolly.
was just saying, yeah, which one is Dolly? And I told him, and then I was waiting down at the foot of the ride. I hadn't even been on it, so I said, well, that goes to show you how I feel about it. So, but anyhow, we do have wonderful rides. We have a great amusement area in the park, but it's a theme park, too. A lot of people think it's just some pissy little, amusement park, but it's really quite a park.
There is a direct link on bobandtom.com to Dollywood, as well as to Dolly's website.
Are there
Also-
Dolly Parton lookalikes on the walking around the park all the
Yeah, and
time?
they're mostly boys.
See, I was going to ask that, and I thought, no, I'm not going to be
See,
rude.
you know what? You were right.
I was going to say,
you were right.
Chick and I were in Vegas. We drove by someplace, and they had the standards. They had Judy Garland, and there was also
Joan
Dolly
Rivers,
Parton.
Dolly Parton, and it was a guy.
I'm not going to ask about that because that would be mean, and I think Dolly's a wonderful person.
Well, thank
now she
you.
brings it up.
No, but they
First
do.
the Godfather thing. Now this.
Oh, he's going to get on me bad. But actually, the boys really have fun dressing with me. And like I always said, it's a good thing I was a girl, or I definitely would have been a drag queen. Because I love all that God, and I'm easy to copy because all you just need is a big old cheap blonde wig and get you some boobs and stuff. So it's easy. I'm just saying I'm easy to copy. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm easy to be.
No.
I'm easy to copy.
You're easy to look at, I'll tell you that.
Dolly Parton is our guest.
We have to take a break
She's
here, kids.
fantastic, and I'm thrilled. And let's take a short break. Don't go anywhere. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
It's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show honoring the life of the legendary Dolly Parton. More overtime in studio back in July of 2002 on the way on this special edition of the Bob and Tom Show. It's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show as we look back and honor the life of the legendary Dolly Parton and look back at her time live in studio back in July of 2002. This segment, she talks about life outside of music and how she enjoys a quiet family life. She also talks about working on Johnny Carson and even calls out Randy Newman. Have to listen to more of that coming up.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Good morning.
We have a lovely guest in the studio.
Thank you.
She's gorgeous.
You're so wonderful to me, Tom.
She's gorgeous, and well, so are you, Christy. Christy looking great. Christy,
You
pregnant.
never tell me I'm gorgeous anymore, Tom. Remember when I was your man? Remember that? When you cast
I'm sure
me
this is
aside.
why. I'm sure Dolly Parton got up early so she could hear you talk about your hairy body.
And your man love. We don't want to hear it.
Dolly
Oh,
Parton
I'm
is our guest.
enjoying it all. You
Only a
have
man
great
can
show.
please another man, Dolly. Let me tell you. Am I right on that?
Dolly,
I ain't getting into that.
I don't blame you.
Dolly's going to be on the Today Show
Friday.
This Friday.
Friday. So
I'm going to
you
be
wanna
on
watch.
Letterman, too, on Monday night following that.
Cool.
So I'm going to do my new single off of my Halos and Horns
And-
CD.
okay.
It's called
Dave
Dagger
Ireland.
Through the Heart. Yeah. So, yeah, Dave, I love working with Dave.
Yeah, he's a
he
good
reminds
guy.
me a lot of my husband, Carl, just their personalities. They don't look that much alike. But
We don't hear or see much of Carl. He's a pretty
well, you
quiet
won't
guy.
because he does not like the limelight.
No?
But he's a fun guy. He's a great guy. He's
Dolly,
funny and-
do you ever did you have a place you can go where you don't have to be Dolly? I remember I was reading the Peter Grolnick biography about Elvis, and he was sitting in a recording session one day, and this guy was talking to him, and during a break, and Elvis looked at him finally. He goes, "Well, no, I got to go back to being Elvis." He was just tired of it for a
Yeah.
while. Do you ever just want to? Do you have a place you can go where you're not going to get bothered? Not a lot of questions like these.
I enjoy my life, though. I enjoy being Dolly, whether it's behind the scenes or out on the set. But I can always go home. And my husband's very private. We've been together 38 years. We've been married 36 at the end of May. And he does not get involved in show business at all. And he does not like a bunch of people around, a lot of commotion. So I can always go home and pretty much rest assured that unless we're having some sort of a family gathering, which like we did yesterday, had a Dean family reunion out of the house, a big 4th of July thing. But for the most part, we live very quiet. We have a little camper, a little RV, and we just run around and kind of stop at little fast food restaurants, stop along the riverbanks, and just travel around. We just have a good time. We have a little place out on the lake. We go out and fish a bit and throw them back. And so, yeah, I can always go home to Carl, and we have a great time. But I enjoy all of it. Like I say, I enjoy the commotion, too, because I'm a hyper-spastic little high-energy person, so it don't bother me like it does some.
Are you a Beatles fan?
Oh, I love the Beatles and Elvis, too, now that you brought him up. But, yeah, I love all kinds of music, and I love their music. I'll never forget the first time I heard I Want to Hold Your Hand. I was young. Well, I was still in high school then. And, I'd never heard a sound like that. I just love the Beatles.
Dolly Parton, of course, is our guest. She has a new album, and we mentioned this earlier. Among the songs on the album, a slightly altered version of Stairway to Heaven. She got permission of Robert Plant and Jimmy Page to make a couple minor changes in the record, and that's certainly getting a little bit of talk.
Yeah, I think people are mostly just fascinated that somebody would do it, especially a girl. And it is such a classic. But I did it from the bottom of my heart. I was not trying to be gimmicky or trying to do something just to be, just have a novelty thing to put out. I really loved the song, and I've always wished that I could do it. And then when my last CD, I recorded Collective Soul song Shine and won a Grammy on that.
Oh, yeah.
And then I thought, well, I was trying to think of something else I loved that was kind of in that vein, or at least of another world of music, that I could take and kind of bluegrass a bit, blue-neek it, so to speak, and find my own unique bluegrass. And so I just thought, well, I'm going to try it, and if it turns out great, I'll put it on the CD, and if it don't, nobody will ever know I tried it. But a lot of people just, think it turned out good, and I was proud of it.
And it's featured on the new album. Let's see. Do you have a song that you really like that's really queer and goofy and stupid and silly? And if you tell people, oh, I really like the 1910 Fruit Gum Company or something, they go, oh, come on.
Well, I'm sure there are many, but nothing just pops right into my head.
Chickster, do you have a...
Huh?
You have particular songs that are moronic, but you love
Well,
them.
of course, John Gary, one of the greatest talents America ever produced, and people just, go right by him.
Who's John Gary?
Exactly. See what I'm saying?
How about you?
You see the problem.
Christy, do you have an individual song that is just everyone else thinks is just goofy that you really like? I like, for example,
I love the 1910 Fruit Gum
I love the song One,
Yummy,
Two,
yummy. 1, 2,
Yummy,
3.
yummy,
1, 2, 3,
yummy.
red light.
Yeah.
Love that song.
I have a song. Can I just go reverse with that? I have a song that everybody else loves and I hate.
Oh.
What's that?
Don't want no short people around me.
Randy
I said,
Newman?
Randy Newman, why did you write a song like that for us little pygmies? I mean, don't you know that hurts people's feelings? It's like, but anyway, I hate that song. It's like, I was thinking, I don't want no short people. But if you're short, you don't like it. But everybody else loves it. So
You're not very tall, are you?
no, I'm like 5'2", 5'1.5", 5'2".
So is that in
if
or
I'm
out of-
standing up
Wait a
straight,
second, wait a
that's
second.
that's without the
taller than
shoes.
me.
But I'm.
You're taller than Christy.
I
Dolly.
am.
Taller than me, honey.
But people like us, I bet you hate that song too, don't you?
Yeah, I never cared for that.
It's like when they say your little grubby fingers, little grubby toes.
Look at the beady
We
eyes.
don't all have little beady eyes and little grubby fingers and little grubby toes just because we're little. Go to hell, Randy.
Now stop it.
Oh, that's a little rough.
Just
necessary.
joking. He's a great talent, and I love all his stuff but that one. But if I ever see him in person, I'm going to go up and say, why did you write that?
It was so funny because Randy had written so many great songs and made so many great records, and then that, of all things, became
Became a hit. Yeah.
I know.
And you know who's singing the background vocals on that? Those are the Eagles.
Are they really?
Yeah. Short
No
people have to-
kidding.
Yeah, that's Henley and Fry. I'm
Well,
positive.
I'll talk
Or-
to them too for even being part of that.
That's right. It's a 2 or 3 of the Eagles are doing that. We have a couple interesting questions from the audience for our
okay.
guest Dolly Parton.
All
Dolly
right.
has a brand new album out, and if you go to bobandtom.com, you can find out more about that. You can find out about her touring schedule. Once again, coming up, Letterman. What is it? Friday, the Today Show.
Friday today, on the
following
Monday.
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 A week from today.
The
that's
8th
Letterman.
is Letterman. Yeah, Monday the 8th.
It says, "Dear Bob and Tom, please ask Dolly to tell the story of how she had to wash while growing up in a crowded house."
Oh, well, there's 12 of us kids. There's 6 boys and 6 girls in my family, and we lived in a very small house, and we didn't have like bathrooms, so we had just pull this, like a little curtain, and we had this wash pan. I always would say. They said, well, how did you have any privacy, with all those boys in the house? I said, well, you just wash up as far as possible, and then you wash down as far as possible, and when the boys clear the room, you wash possible. I guess that's
Thank you for the facts.
All right.
well, they ask, we tell them.
Possible, eh?
That was
It's always possible.
That was a very good.
It's all possible.
Very good question. Obviously, Dolly Parton is our guest. Here's an interesting letter, Dolly. It says, I wanted you to tell Dolly thank you for your book program. The United Way in Sioux Falls, South Dakota has joined with Dolly to give a book a month to any child 0 to 6 years old to encourage reading to your children and to help kids to read. My 7-month-old and 2-year-old daughters are using this program. It's great. So thanks.
Well, you're welcome. That's actually what they're referring to. Through Dollywood, we do a lot of wonderful work, especially for the health and education of the children in the area. But the Dollywood Foundation has what we call the Imagination Library, and we have hooked up. We actually started it. I started it on my own, giving every child born in Sevier County, which is the county where I was born and raised, a book a month from the day they're born. They get a book the day they're born, and then once a month until they start kindergarten. So they get their little train as a little book holder, and they love that. And they just wait every day at the, as they start to grow, they go to the mailbox, and they think I put all the books in there, and they refer to me as the book lady. So this is actually a wonderful program, and now it's going nationwide, and eventually we hope to put it worldwide. So we're very excited about that. It's great to get the kids to learn how to love books and learn to read early on.
Dolly Parton is our guest once again, and here's another great letter. Please ask Dolly about a great moment on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Oh, probably.
This is a little more specific. It says Dolly was sitting, as I recall, Dolly was sitting in the chair with her guitar and sang a tribute song to Johnny. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. I thought they were going to refer to that when he said he'd give a month's pay to look down my shirt and see what was under there or something. But actually, I did write a song.
Is that done? I do the same thing.
I don't think it's
It was one of his
You win.
classic lines, and they always use it on his anniversary.
I don't think it's as much as Johnny made, but
But it's all like
it's all relative, baby. I mean, it means just as much to me.
Don't you need to call home first and get an okay?
No,
I was younger then. I'm more willing now. I'll show you.
All right.
But anyway, I did write. I'm trying to think of what the song was, but I did play something about polyester, wearing my polyester clothes and living in a trailer park. Oh, I never really made it to the Johnny Carson show. It was the name of the song. And actually, when I was on Johnny's show, that was my first big breakthrough, and I've got a lot of attention after that. And so another time when I went back, I had wrote a song about how I'd come from as a country girl doing this and that, but I'd never really made it till the Johnny Carson show, but I don't remember all the lines to it. But that's basically what he's talking about, I think.
It's kind of funny how you emerged from the country music world and have now gone so far beyond that in so many different ways. We made a reference earlier to a famous story about Jerry Garcia, referring to how much he enjoyed your work in the 70s. What was the place where you really came out on the scene full? Was it 9 to 5?
No, it was actually just before that. It was when I had left the Porter Wagoner show, which was a country music show, a syndicated show. It was the #1 syndicated show for several years, and I was with that show for 7 years, and then I wanted to go out on my own, and did. And my first single that crossed over was a song called Here You Come Again. And so that was actually where it started, and then I got LA management, and then I had different producers. And so after that, I was actually on the Johnny Carson show and doing a lot of different things that I had not done before. And I just love people. I just love being part of everything, and I guess my big mouth and just the whole thing, the fact that I could write and sing and kind of present myself the way I did. It just all seemed to work. I don't know why it all did, but I'm glad it all did. But I think with Jerry, hopefully I'd like to believe, though, that Jerry Garcia and people that you were mentioning, that I think maybe they were into knowing how serious I was about my writing and my singing. Because a lot of people just look at me and they just think I'm just all boobs and hair. And they don't really realize that I take my writing so serious, that I've got about 3,000 copyrights, and I've written songs like I Will Always Love You for Whitney Houston, and songs like Jolene and Coat of Many Colors, and different songs that a lot of other artists have recorded. So hopefully I'd like to believe that that's what Jerry and people like that are talking about. It's just
Jerry was
beyond just the big old gaudy look.
Jerry Garcia was a tremendous fan of bluegrass and a fine bluegrass player himself.
Well, I did not know that either. You're just giving me all kinds of information.
Well, he
today.
likes to be a snotty know-it-all. I don't know if
great. I love
you
to
picked
learn
that up
stuff.
about
Thank you,
I did
Jake.
not know it.
I'm so glad that I could introduce you to. Jake, of course, is soon going to become an air conditioner repairman. Dolly.
I'm going to start in Grand Rapids, room 207.
Yeah, but you folks out there, he's not only talking about it on the air, even when we go to commercial, he's still talking about it.
You will not believe how hot this room was.
Actually, Dolly, we're glad because now he's not talking off the air about his television set.
Oh, okay.
Dolly, do you have, what's it called? You have a
High definition.
high def TV. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Oh, well, you'll hear about it now. We're taking
So
a break.
anyway, Dolly.
6 minutes of
Do I
dull
have
tech
to?
talk. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
We're honoring the life of the legendary Dolly Parton on this special edition of the Bob and Tom Show. More of her time in studio back in 2002 on the way on this special edition of the Bob and Tom Show. It's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show honoring the life of the legendary Dolly Parton. And back in her time in studio live in July of 2002, this segment's listener letters, talking about the writing process for Dolly, what instruments she likes to write with, and even her time on the Porter Wagoner Show. It's all coming up in just a moment.
It's nice to be able to just come in and just do what
Just
you
kind of
want to
hang
do.
out, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just fun.
There we
That's the
are.
way
No
it works.
restrictions.
See, there's no pressure to be professional because we're here.
Yeah.
You can always look out.
You can come out and your manager's going to go,
Oh,
wow, you shined.
That was great.
You were great. The other 4 sucked. You.
I wouldn't even have to got all dressed up.
No. Well, look at us. No, of course not.
But I'm glad I did.
I am getting letter after letter. This is from, I won't read the whole text of it, but it's from a recording engineer in Nashville saying that when he was a young man, he happened to meet you and chat with you for a while, and he put his hand out to shake hand. You gave him a big hug. To this day, I swear I can feel the hug. Needless to say, I was totally useless the rest of the day. It never fails to bring a smile to my face. Dolly Parton is wonderful.
Well, that's sweet. Is that from Carl Dean, my husband?
No.
I told Carl not to bug me while I was up here. Well, that's very sweet. It's always nice to hear people say good things because you just never know. You truly don't know what kind of memories you leave. That's why it's always good, I guess, to...
So I think it's nice. It's important for people to know that you are a fine songwriter. I mentioned earlier that when you're the first time I saw you when you had your own TV show, which was, what was that like? The 78.
The first one I think was 75, 76.
Really? That
Yeah,
and
the
you? I remember
Dolly.
when you
Dolly,
graduated.
Then when we went on, I did a Dolly show out of L.A. too, but I had one out of Nashville first, and it was on for like a couple of seasons.
Was it syndicated?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
syndicated. And then we
But I remember
did
you'd grab the guitar, and at first I didn't know. And
yeah,
you're such a
I
good
play. I
guitar
love to
player.
play, but I
do you
write.
typically write on the guitar? Or?
Yeah, so that's mainly what I write
Okay.
on. But I play with the dulcimer and the auto harp and the banjo. I write a lot on the banjo. I like to write like fun stuff, the kind of the bluegrassy stuff. But I like the sound of the banjo. It's fun instrument.
Have you
but
ever-
I do piano too a little bit, just enough to write with.
Have you ever, say, during a sound check or while goofing around with your band at a board time in the studio, taken one of your songs and altered the lyrics?
Oh, sure. I'm always doing stuff on the show with whatever, and just or singing songs of mine that didn't make it. Like years ago, I wrote this song called. So she married the one I love today. When my back was turned, she took him away. And so while they're all outside waiting to throw rice, what I want to throw isn't very nice. 'Cause I don't want to throw rice. I want to throw rocks at her. She took the only love I had. I don't want to throw rice. I want to throw rocks at her. It'd be a way to hurt her because she hurt me so bad. I thought, well, maybe I will throw rice, but I'm going to cook it first. But anyway, so I'm always like doing stuff on stage or behind the scenes.
Here's a
as
letter.
Everybody does.
Here's a letter that was just handed to me from Nashville, Nashville, Tennessee, where we're on the air. We used to watch the Porter Wagner Show here in Nashville on Saturday afternoons. One day, Dolly was playing a banjo. My father said, "I didn't know she could play banjo." My 8-year-old brother said, "I didn't know she could reach it."
Well, it is hard. That's why the guitar is so easy because it's kind of like a prop. I can kind of lay them up on top of the guitar, but the banjo is like hard to get.
Tell me what else you can do with them, Dolly.
I can do whatever I want to.
Excuse me.
But you can't.
Thank you.
All right.
So there.
Thank you.
Just set him right up there.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Got bongo stands for them, actually, for a rest.
Dolly Parton is our guest.
Yes.
And can you tell us the story of the Coat of Many Colors
Yes,
song?
that is actually my favorite song that I've ever written out of all the songs I have because it's a true story from my childhood. As I mentioned before, we grew up in the mountains, and all the people in that part of the country were very poor, just farm folks. And but we didn't have clothes because there were so many kids, and we just have to wear hand-me-downs. And people would give us boxes of old clothes or scraps for Mama to make quilts and stuff out of. And this one particular time, I didn't have a coat to wear, and it was getting down cold weather, and we walked to school during that time. So Mama had made me this little coat and told the story to make me proud of it about Joseph and the Coat of Many Colors. Well, my imagination is so big, I totally fell for it. I thought I looked exactly like Joseph in the coat, and I couldn't wait for people to see this multicolored coat made out of all these corduroy scraps and things. And then when I got to school, the kids all made fun of me and laughed at me because it was just rags. And so it hurt me really bad, and I was hurt at Mama, and I was angry about it. And it was years later, though, I realized how much it had hurt me, and I wrote this song, which became like a classic. And after it became a hit, that hurt left me. Ain't it amazing how healing money can be?
Well, on that note,
I would have gone back, bought all those people, and shipped them out of the country. Is what I would have done.
weren't you in my third grade class?
Get out.
Yeah.
Out.
Well, thanks very much. We're taking a little break. Thanks, Dolly Parton. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
It's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show honoring the life of Dolly Parton. More of her time in studio from July of 2002 on the way in just a moment on this special edition of the Bob and Tom Show. Hey, it's a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show honoring the life of Dolly Parton and looking back at her time live in studio back in July of 2002. This segment, Dolly talks about her husband and his music taste and the music taste that they share, songs that she liked or maybe didn't like to perform live, and even being mistaken for a Dolly Parton impersonator. All that coming up in just a moment.
You're with Bob and Tom. Good morning.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We're going to hang out with Dolly Parton for about another 20 minutes or so, and we're thrilled about that.
Can we just make this show go on and on and on?
Yeah, I'd like to stay.
You can. How are you at reading sports?
I don't know. I don't have my reading glasses. I'll pass on that.
Oh.
I don't want you to see me wearing glasses. I want you to think I'm young and sexy and beautiful and would never have to wear reading glasses like this.
Oh, like him?
Like Papa?
Yeah, you don't care.
He has no idea what's going on around him.
I'm sorry. I forgot that Eagle Eye Chick.
I had that laser vision correction stuff. Oh, yeah, I
Works
love
great.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
You see through walls now.
Great.
Or clothes.
I don't think they can do it with just if you.
No, they can't do it for
because I just really have trouble reading
Yeah,
the
they
real
can't do
close
it.
print up,
Yeah,
so they
me
can't
too.
do that.
At this point, there's a procedure, but let's see, where were we? Oh, I know we were talking with our great guest, Dolly Parton. She's got a new album out, Halos and Horns.
It's called Halos and Horns, and I wrote all the songs with the exception of two, which you mentioned, The Stairway to Heaven. The other song I did
David
outside
Gates.
is David Gates, which I love his writing, and the song If, which was always a favorite of my husband Carl's and mine all through the years ever since it came out. So I just wanted to slip that one in. But I'm very proud of this little album. It's got a lot of different things in it.
Now, you mentioned that you're going to be on the Dave Letterman show a week from tonight. Oops,
A
can't say
week
tonight.
from today.
Thank you. Can't say tonight. But you are going to be on NBC on July 5th, Friday,
And
on the Today Show.
Yeah. And while I'm up there, I think I'm doing The View and Paula Zahn and a few. Well, I'm going to be like out just promoting this Halos and Horns CD. So I'm just going to go on anybody's show that'll take me. Thank you guys for taking me. This is good for
anytime.
me.
Anytime. Next time, come by, bring a guitar, play a little
Well, I
tune
will.
for us.
I didn't realize how casual you was all set
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Next time.
Oh, yeah.
Usually we're in suits, but today was casual.
I'll come
day.
and stay a spell. I'll come stay a week with you like John Mellencamp.
All right, be happy to have you.
Wait a
You
minute.
can stay at my house.
You could probably
Oh, okay.
you could probably do sports.
Well, I'll even learn. I'll bring my glasses and I'll read the
Again.
weather for you sometimes.
You could
I'll
do
relieve
news.
you.
I have
And
maternity
news.
leave coming up.
Oh,
You can
that's
fill in.
true.
Oh, how funny would that be?
And now Dolly with the news.
Well, you just don't know. Don't underestimate
I
me.
don't
I'm not
underestimate
doing all
you.
right
I'm
with
sure
the
you
news
might.
and the weather.
You'd be pulling your hair out by the time you left here, darling.
Dolly, you
I
know,
may pull my hair off.
Dolly, you said that you like to spend a lot of time at home
Yes.
and quiet time. Do you, and this may sound idiotic, but I try to be stupid whenever I can.
Oh,
do
God.
you have literally vinyl records? Do you still have, are you all CD now?
No, I have. In fact, my Stairway to Heaven. When I was listening to get this song ready for this album, it's still on my big records. I have all my albums, and I always keep a turntable. In fact, we have two or three. My husband's the same way because he's got this huge album collection, which most kids don't even know what an album
Yeah,
is.
very
It's
true.
a word album.
Right.
But we love our albums, and we love to play them. We love the way they feel, the way they smell, the way they go in and out of the jacket. So yeah, of course we have all the others, but we still love our old records.
So when you said earlier that you were doing your thing with your nails about
Yeah.
creating the brilliant song 9 to 5, and you mentioned you had the idea to transpose that into a typewriter sound, and I was thinking, now that sound is gone.
Yeah, nobody knows.
No one
what
knows what a typewriter
sounds like.
is.
Oh, you can get a computer
Well, you're
program
right. I hadn't
actually.
thought of that
to-
either, but I'm from that old school, so it's like sure always.
This sound isn't very.
Well, you're right.
doesn't really
but those
have
old
that-
timey. We actually
Yeah.
used a typewriter that was in the recording studio that was my typewriter that I had I think from when I was in high school, and like one of those old timey ones, and it was great with those keys that are all raised up, and I love that sound. It made a good,
get all
good sound.
clogged
But you're
up.
right. Anymore, you won't find it.
Oh, that's so funny. Dolly Parton is our guest, and we found out so many cool things about Dolly, and she's a vinyl person. You still have your
Yeah.
What kind of music is your husband into?
Well, my husband has the widest taste in music of anybody in the world. He loves big band. He loves Led Zeppelin. He's a lead head. So he's got everything they've had. That's why I hear him playing all this stuff in the house, and one of the reasons I get all these ideas. But he loves big band music. And he also gets all these old radio shows, old cassettes. He goes to Cracker Barrel and gets all these old radio cassettes and stuff. And he loves to listen to the old-timey radio shows.
Do you ever have the
and
chocolate
stuff.
cobbler at Cracker Barrel?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That stuff's great.
Do they sponsor your show? Should
No.
we be-
No,
It's so
Hash
good you
brown
immediately
casserole.
fall asleep when you eat it. It's great
That's
stuff.
why they put him by the roadside.
Chocolate
Yeah.
cobbler.
But anyway, but he loves all sorts of music.
Well, that's interesting.
But
I mean-
he's not a big eater, though.
It's not.
He just goes to Cracker Barrel to get tapes and bring me a plate lunch.
Are you much of a cook? Do you cook? a
Oh,
lot?
I'm a great cook because I cook just like my mom and my grandmas used to. Because, like I say, growing up in a big family, I have a sister and 2 brothers older than me and 8 kids younger. So my sister and I used to do all the cooking. And so I'm the only one in the family that still cooks using all the seasoning, all the butters, all the grease and all that stuff because I don't cook all that often. But when I cook it where it still tastes like the old times. And I love that food. And all my brothers and sisters love to come over when I'm cooking and just get big. I just cook it in pots because I can't cook for 2 people.
No,
I
you
have
got to
to
cook for
trying
at
to
least
say.
12 or more, right?
12 or 14 people. So if I make chicken and dumplings, I'm making a big old pot. If I make green beans or if I make a roast, I make the whole oven full. So yeah, I love to cook.
You must have good metabolism because you're so little.
Well, I eat everything I like. I just eat small portions. But I've had weight problems in the past. I had to get it under control because I'm so short. And to have an appetite like that, gotta watch it.
You look wonderful.
More butter,
Yeah,
please.
talk to me, sister.
I know that obviously you're a very big star and everything, but are you able to go to shop and buy clothes and don't take this the wrong way, but I mean, do you have to have all your stuff made for you, or can you go to the stores and just walk around and be left alone?
Yeah, well, I can go. I know about what times I can go and the stores I can go to. But yeah, I like to. I don't love to shop; it wears me out. But I like to go now and then to pick out certain things. But yeah, I can buy off the rack. I'm little, but I have all of my stage clothes made, so it's hard to find stuff like that. But I'm just a little person. It's like my boobs are big because I'm so little. It's like they're not. It's not that they're not big, but it's like
Oh,
everything's
you're
so
wrong.
over
No,
they're big.
exaggerated.
No, they're
I'm
not.
saying
That's a lie.
They are. I'm not saying they're not, but I'm just saying I'm so tiny though. I'm not sure. I'm just a little bitty person. So you'd wag. Oh, listen. But yes, I can go in the store. Is what I'm saying. My boobs are not so big that I can't wear like a 36 shirt or 34 blouse. Only because my shoulders are so small. So I actually can buy.
So do you ever go out in like a ball cap and sunglasses and try to blend
No,
in?
I don't try to disguise myself. Usually when my husband and I travel around our little camper, I just usually put my hair up on, a little scrunchie on top of my head and don't wear a lot of makeup. But I like to wear makeup. I just like looking like this.
You look great.
I
You look great.
I mean, I like being made up. I don't even like looking myself all tacky all the time. And I don't like Carl to have to see me all tacky. Anybody can be tacky. It takes a little effort to tidy up a bit.
You look terrific, and you've created your whole look. I mean, you are you.
Well, it's a little over the top, but she had asked me that during a commercial break, how my look came about. I said, to be honest with you, it came from a very real place. It came from a country girl's idea of what glamour is, and growing up poor with nothing, and I always wanted makeup, and I patterned my look after the town tramp. Seriously, there was this woman in town that everybody said was just trash, and she walked up and down the streets on Saturdays, and she wore high heel shoes and red fingernail polish and red lipstick, and she had yellow hair.
Do you have her name?
Yeah, which that was years ago. She's probably about 80 by
That's
now.
fine.
She may
That's
have,
fine.
She may have,
May have a daughter or
genetically-
two.
She's
I
like
don't know.
me. I bet she's still wearing that yellow hair. But I just, seriously though, I thought when I was little, I thought, well, that's what I want to grow up to be. I want to be trash. Because I thought that was just a word she was. I thought, well, if that's how they define that, then that's what I'm going to be. So I look like trash, and it came from a real place, and I just love paints and crayons. And
Dolly
painting
Parton
up.
is our guest, and she's obviously wonderful. You've had a great career, been extremely successful, but we can tell talking to you that you really are a person that loves your home and your life at home. When you first started to make it, was there a particular thing that you bought? An object? Was there something that you always wanted to get, and you said to yourself, in my case, I always wanted to get a dog, but I couldn't. I really couldn't get one because my life was too unstable being The way Bob and I moved down from Michigan, it wasn't like we were dirt poor. We were just
Happening single
drinking
DJ.
all the profits. But I always wanted to get a dog, and I was finally able to get one. Is there any particular
I
thing
wanted
or
a
object?
Cadillac. I wanted a Cadillac, so I got a Cadillac. First time I got enough money. But actually, and the other thing I did, this is just going back, you had asked me about the Coat of Many Colors. When that song became a hit, which is a true story, I took the first royalty check I got from that and bought my mom a mink coat. And she made me take it back. She said, Lord, where am I going to wear a mink coat around here to a dog fight? She said, just give me that money. So I gave her the money that I spent to do. And so I did. But I always wanted like a diamond ring and a Cadillac were my personal personal items
goals
that I
that you
wanted.
Do you drive?
Yeah, I always keep my license up to date, and I keep a Cadillac. I've always had a Cadillac from day one. That's the car that I always get every year. Or
Cool.
every other year, I'll get a new Cadillac.
Do you drive the RV with your husband?
I do sometimes. I mean, I can drive it. I won't drive with him. He won't ride with me. But my friend Judy, that I travel with all the time, we get out and go places. Well, it just makes him nervous.
She okay driver?
Well,
She's
I'm
a very
a
good driver. Okay.
Yeah, I used to take my kids, my kids, meaning my nieces and nephews, and all over the country. Judy and I, my best friend from when we were little girls, Judy and I have been together since we were in the 3rd grade. So we'd just take all my brothers and sisters, because I raised 5 of my younger brothers and sisters after I moved to Nashville, and they moved in with us. So I'd take them all over Florida, all across the country. So I would drive half the time, Judy drive half the time. And I don't need to drive that much anymore, and I don't go that many places, but I go visit my sisters and then around the neighborhood. I don't like to get on the interstate and that sort of thing.
You ever get pulled over
No,
by the police?
not lately.
You ever had a situation where you wanted to be Dolly Parton and someone didn't think it was really you?
Well, there was one time I was Dolly Parton. They didn't think it was me, and it was like at a Halloween party at Santa Monica. And the gay guys, when we was talking earlier, 'cause the guys all dressed up, and I went down to this club, and everybody was all dressed up. And they were that was back in my heyday, and there was probably about $20, there, because I'm easy one to make. And I just walked in and was just walking around, and somebody said, you look more like Dolly than anybody in here. And I just kept to going. It was like,
You should have said,
you make
"Well,
the
thank
best one. You're the best one. And they didn't know it was me, seriously.
Oh, that's funny.
They did not know it was me. They thought I made the best Dolly that was there that night. And I thought I did too.
There's a famous story about the Beach Boys. I think it was at the Ohio State Fair, and they'd gone somewhere for the day, and they came in to do their show, and they didn't have identification, and the guy wouldn't let them in. And they had 30,000 fans waiting for the Beach Boys, and 2 or 3 of them were out. And,
Nope, can't go in.
Sorry, you need a
Sorry,
badge.
can't come in. But they're not quite as recognizable as Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton is our guest in the studio, and
New album out.
Halos and Horns. We've got a direct link on the Bob and Tom website to Dolly's website. She's going to be on the Today Show, Friday. Then the evening of Monday, a week from this evening, she'll be on
David Letterman show.
We just don't want to use the word tonight in that sentence. Okay, dear Bob and Tom. I have a funny story to tell about Dolly. This is from a guy named Dave. Back in the early 70s, our family went to see her at Buck Lake Ranch in Angola, Indiana. A friend, Johnny, and I were hell-bent on meeting Dolly Parton. Mind you, we were only 10 years old at the time. We stood outside the county sheriff's car for about 30 minutes before the show trying to get Dolly to roll down the window. We must have been chased away by the deputy at least half a dozen times before the show started. We missed her before the show. Not to be thwarted, we ate lunch and watched the show trying to figure out how we could meet her. We decided on bombarding the stage with paper airplanes, telling her we wanted to meet her.
Perfect.
After about 20 minutes, she stooped down between her songs and read out loud to the audience what we had written. Dolly, Johnny and I would like to meet you and get a hug and a kiss. She responded that we should meet her backstage after the show. We did. We got our hug and our kiss. I have been a lifelong fan
Oh, that's great.
due to her good-hearted humor and making a 10-year-old's day.
Well, see, you
we
just
keep
never
getting these
know.
amazing
You never know.
letters.
I need to keep those letters when I leave today if you don't have no use for them.
No, I've got all these stupid notes here. Scratch
That's
them all.
sweet.
These are beautiful
I
letters.
remember
written
Buck
to-
Lake Ranch. I used to play a lot of those outdoor shows in the summer, and that was one of my favorite places. So when you said that, it just kind of like my life just kind of flashed before. It was like that was so many years ago.
when you have so many great songs you've written and so many great songs you perform, sometimes you'll hear a performer say, "Oh, I'm really tired of this song or that song." I heard an interesting interview with James Taylor where he said that he's never gotten tired of performing Fire and Rain, and that every time he plays it, it moves him because it just grabs the audience. You mentioned Coat of Many Colors. Are there other specific songs in your repertoire, not necessarily hits, but songs that when you do them, it just every time it works for you?
I Will Always Love You hits me like that too. And Jolene I like singing too. But definitely I Will Always Love You and Coat of Many Colors means something different to me every time, because it's like Coat of Many Colors is such an emotional song. Like, for instance, like if I'm singing it on stage, and like if there's been problems in the family, like when my dad died and my mom is sick or something, like it'll bring back all the emotions of family, and sometimes I'll cry on stage. Sometimes if there's something fun that's been going on, it'll like hit me in a different way. And the same with I Will Always Love You. Depends on what I'm going through emotionally with, whether my love life or just family or just in a certain place. So yeah,
That's
there
been
are
a hit.
some of those songs.
What, 3 times?
Well, I Will Always Love You. I had a number one hit on it twice, which is the first time that a country artist has
about
ever
10
had
years
a number
apart,
one
right?
song. Yeah, I did it in early 70s. It was my first hit when I first wrote it. And then when I did The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Burt Reynolds, we used it in the song and it became number one again. Then I recorded it as a duet with Vince Gill, and it was like a top 10 record. But then Whitney did it in the early 90s. So every 10 years, I'm waiting to see who's going to record it now. It's time. Somebody.
Well,
Chick McGee sings Dolly Parton. I can't wait.
Dolly, I'm sure when Whitney recorded it, you were able to buy a new Cadillac.
Yes, I was.
You might want to go look at Yugos for the royalty check.
Pavarotti's back. I thought you quit the road.
No, I'm on it, baby.
He looks a little bigger, though, doesn't he?
a heavy Pavarotti.
Heavy Pavarotti.
Ouch. Not lately, Bob. Pavarotti's gotten...
He's got a cold.
Whenever you see him, he's got the sweat dripping down.
I never can tell him from Paul Prudhomme and Pavarotti and...
Right.
Dom DeLuise.
Dom is a lot lighter
his
now
weight
than those guys.
he goes up and
And
down.
Chick McGee, same thing, yeah.
It's like some of them look so much alike. Seriously, when I look, I have to really wait to see who it is. I can't tell one from another.
Well, here's another great letter. We keep these are so fun. Dear Bob and Tom, this is my one and only claim to fame. It's like what you guys were talking about last week. We did a thing about have you ever just been in some situation you see someone unbelievably famous, just like. You're walking into a restaurant. You're not in Nashville. You're not in L.A. You're not in New York, and there is someone really famous, and how funny that can be. About 15 or 20 years ago, I lived just down the road from Dolly's house. My dad took care of the entrance to the neighborhood, planting flowers and trimming bushes and such, just to keep the neighborhood looking nice. One day he was out working at the wall of the entrance. Dolly and her husband drove by in their truck. A few minutes later, they drove back and handed my dad a 6-pack of beer.
Good for us.
She's
Yay!
Yay, Dolly. That's probably Carl. That's like something Carl would do.
He looks hot.
He
He looks hot. The man needs beer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met? I know this is one of Tom's questions.
It's a great
but-
question.
The most famous person I ever
President
met.
or two in there?
Well, yeah, I have met presidents, and I met the Queen of England. That was a real
Did you?
famous person. Yeah, I actually did that. So I've met most all the presidents, and I was trying to think of the most famous. I always wanted to meet Elvis, but I hesitated because he always wanted to meet me. He used to come to Nashville all the time, and he loved Coat of Many Colors and I Will Always Love You. And so he was always recording and sending for me to come down, and I just loved him so much, and I was always afraid to meet him because I was afraid he might be different. You know, you
Right.
ever have that feeling?
Oh, yeah.
I thought
Oh,
I
yeah.
have him in a place in my heart and in my head, and I wouldn't want anything to be different. So I never did meet him.
So funny that you'd say that, though,
What?
because that's how I am
That
now.
happened to me, too.
I had a
yeah.
chance to meet Eric Clapton, who I've always admired greatly, and I just said, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, I
I was
like
even
that
nervous
way.
meeting you today because I thought, oh, God,
Oh,
she's
you
so
were?
great. I thought, uh-oh.
Well, I hope I didn't disappoint
No,
you.
oh, God, no. I'm
Way to go,
I know
Tom.
the feeling. There's several people
but you know
that
what I mean.
couldn't meet, and I won't because I think I have them where I want them, and I don't want them to be different.
Yeah.
Otis Redding, I loved, and I mean, I always wanted to meet him, but I wouldn't meet him either because I just had him, in another spot. But anyhow, you didn't ask who I didn't meet. You asked who I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
That's
all
right.
I mean, just the presidents and the Queen of England, and I've met most of the stars I ever wanted to. anyhow.
Anybody really impress you?
Besides Chick.
Thank you.
Nothing outstanding.
very much.
Because I usually just go to the heart of the person, and I'm usually impressed with impressive people. If they got quality, I'll go right to that. So.
Thanks for listening to this special edition of the Bob and Tom Show, honoring the life and legacy of the legendary Dolly Parton and looking back at her time live in studio in July of 2002. For more of the Bob and Tom Show, go to bobandtom.com, and you can listen every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. to the Bob and Tom Show.